Episode 2A2. My first day at a new job. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our A2 English podcast. I am very happy that you are here today. Thank you for joining me again. I hope you are ready to continue improving your English. Today's topic is my first day at a new job. Starting a new job is an exciting experience. It is also a little scary. Many people feel nervous before their first day at work. They ask themselves many questions. Will my coworkers be friendly? Will I do my job well? Will I like my new workplace? These feelings are completely normal. Almost everyone feels this way before starting something new. Today, I would like to tell you a story about my first day at a new job. I hope this story helps you learn new vocabulary and improve your English. Last year, I started a new job at a small company. The company was in the city center. It was about 30 minutes from my home. The night before my first day, I prepared everything carefully. I chose my clothes. I cleaned my shoes. I packed my bag. I checked my documents. I also set 2 alarms on my phone because I did not want to wake up late. That night, I was excited. However, I was also a little nervous. I thought about my new manager. I thought about my new coworkers. I wondered if they would be kind. I wondered if I would make a good first impression. I went to bed early because I wanted to feel fresh in the morning. The next morning, I woke up before my alarm. I looked outside my window. The weather was beautiful. The sun was shining. The sky was blue. I smiled because I felt that it was going to be a good day. After taking a shower, I got dressed. I ate a healthy breakfast. I drank a cup of coffee. Then I checked my bag one more time. Everything was ready. I left my house earlier than usual. I wanted to arrive on time. Actually, I wanted to arrive a little early. I believe that arriving early shows responsibility and respect. While I was traveling to work, I looked out of the bus window. Many people were going to work. Some people were walking quickly. Others were riding bicycles. The city was full of energy. After about 30 minutes, I arrived at the office building. The building was modern and very clean. There were many people entering and leaving the building. For a moment, I felt nervous again. I took a deep breath. Then I walked inside. At the reception desk, a friendly woman smiled and greeted me. "Good morning," she said. "Welcome to our company." I smiled and answered, "Good morning. Thank you very much." She gave me a visitor card and showed me where to wait. A few minutes later, my manager came to meet me. He smiled warmly and shook my hand. He introduced himself and welcomed me to the company. He seemed kind and professional. Immediately, I felt more comfortable. First, he showed me around the office. He introduced me to different departments. I met the people from the sales team. I met the people from the customer service department. I also met the engineers and the accountants. Everyone greeted me politely. Some people asked me simple questions. They wanted to know my name. They asked where I came from. They asked what I had studied at university. The conversations were short, but they helped me relax. After that, my manager showed me my desk. It was near a large window. There was a computer, a keyboard, a notebook, and some office supplies. Everything looked clean and organized. I liked my workspace. Then my manager explained my responsibilities. He spoke slowly and clearly. He understood that I was new. Whenever I did not understand something, I politely asked questions. He answered every question patiently. This made me feel more confident. During the morning, I completed some simple tasks. I read company documents. I learned how to use the computer system. I created my work account. I also learned how to send emails using the company's software. At first, everything seemed new. There were many things to remember, but I stayed calm. I wrote important information in my notebook. Taking notes helped me remember everything. Around noon, it was time for lunch. One of my coworkers invited me to eat with the team. We went to a nearby restaurant. The food was delicious. During lunch, we talked about many things. We talked about our hobbies. We talked about our families. We talked about our favorite sports and movies. Everyone was friendly. By the end of lunch, I already felt like part of the team. In the afternoon, I continued learning my job. Sometimes I made small mistakes. For example, I accidentally saved one file in the wrong folder. Another time, I forgot to include an attachment in an email. I apologized and corrected my mistakes. Nobody became angry. Instead, my coworkers explained what I should do next time. That taught me an important lesson. Making mistakes is normal when you start a new job. The important thing is learning from them. As the day continued, I became more comfortable. I started remembering people's names. I understood the office rules better. I learned where different departments were located. Everything slowly became easier. Finally, the workday ended. Before leaving, my manager asked me, "How was your first day?" I smiled and replied, "It was wonderful. Thank you for your help." He smiled and said, "We are happy to have you on our team." Those words made me feel proud. When I arrived home, I felt tired. It had been a long day. However, I also felt happy. I had learned many new things. I had met kind people. I had taken the first step in a new chapter of my life. Looking back now, I realized that I worried too much before my first day. Most of my fears never happened. People were welcoming. My manager was patient. My coworkers were helpful. The experience taught me an important lesson. Sometimes we imagine that new situations will be much more difficult than they really are. Confidence grows through experience. Every new beginning feels difficult at first, but after a little practice, things become easier. This lesson is true for jobs. It is true for learning English. It is true for almost every skill in life. If you are afraid of starting something new, remember this story. Take the first step. Be polite. Ask questions. Listen carefully. Work hard. Learn from your mistakes. And never stop improving. Before we finish today's episode, I would like you to answer these questions in English. Have you ever started a new job? How did you feel on your first day? What did you learn from that experience? If you have never had a job, imagine your first day. Describe how you think it will be. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode. I hope this story helped you improve your English and learn useful vocabulary for talking about work and new experiences. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every great journey starts with one small step. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Keep speaking English every day. And I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.